Good morning, GTS retail partners, and welcome to our Monday edition of the Retailer to Publisher webinar series. We do these twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, for your information and to help you get everything you need from our vendor partners here at GTS. And today we've got a very special group on with us today. It's Thames and Kosmos, and Tom Wetzel from Thames and Kosmos will be here to tell about some of the products they've got available for you right now. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and just cover all of our bases for YouTube as well. If you are watching this live, you can interact with our presenter today through the chat window. And that's done by either hovering your mouse over your screen if you're on a computer, or hitting those three dots on your phone, and you'll open the chat window there. You'll notice there's an option either to correspond with all hosts and attendees, or hosts and panelists. And then there's also an option to correspond or to talk to everyone. So choose your audience depending on how you want your messaging to go out. But you can ask questions, and we'll follow up on those either at the end of the presentation or as we go, depending on Tom's preference there. I'll be monitoring the chat, and we'll bring up things as needed, or we can do it at the end. Tom, do you have a preference on that?
I mean, if it's pertinent, you can break in at any time during the presentation.
Okay, great. And then for you, those of you watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe our channel there so that you'll be notified whenever we have new updates. Once again, as I said before, we do this about twice a week, so you should be able to get lots of great content and information from our vendor partners. Okay, with that out of the way, I will go ahead and hand the baton over to Tom and let you take it with all of our the upcoming or in-stock products you've got available.
Thank you, Scott. Really, and thank you, retailers, for joining. This is a great opportunity to spend time with you guys and share what we've got going on. Today, I've got a PowerPoint presentation that I want to share with you. And this is actually, interestingly, everything that we have in stock right now. And I'm calling this presentation the Gear Up for the Holiday Season and Sell, because this is the time of year we need to be thinking about that, especially this year, as everyone here is well familiar with the shipping issues. So these are games that we have in stock now. There are some games in our catalog that are still releasing later in the year, but we're not going to focus on those right now. We're just going to do the ones that are going to be good sellers for the holiday season, and specifically the holiday shoppers. So let me just jump right into it. First of all, kind of like what I was just saying, Kosmos games, they sell well all year round, especially to like the hobby market. You'll get people who come in for the brand new release from Kosmos games, and that's great. This presentation, we're going to focus on capitalizing on those holiday season sales, the customers that are coming in for something for the holidays, and we have something in this presentation that'll be perfect for any of the occasions that they are preparing for. So a couple of categories here for you. We've got puzzle games, we've got party games. All of these games are very inclusive, and of course we've got games for all different group sizes. I think if you or your sales staff know these games, you can make the perfect recommendation for any customer. And almost more importantly is that selling these games will be great because they're great quality games, and it'll get those customers to come back in your door. They'll have a great experience, and they'll want to do it again. These are the 5 categories. I'm not going to get into too much detail on each of these games and how they play. I'm going to talk more about what makes them a good game to sell right now and kind of how to sell that. So we have the 5 different categories here: Exit the Game, The Crew, Drop It, Lost Cities, and Ubongo. And we'll go over each of those and what makes them a good seller for right now in the rest of this presentation. Start off with our biggest selling category is Exit the Game. These are cooperative puzzles that will bring everyone together. And what they are is, if you're not familiar, and I'd be surprised if you are, but it still happens. If you're not familiar, these are escape room games in a box. You can do at home, the comfort from your home. And of course, during the holiday seasons, doing things at home is very popular. This is great because it's good for both gamers and non-gamers. This is an escape room game. It's puzzles, it's clever. It's not necessarily a Uwe Rosenberg 3-hour strategy game. So this is something that brings everyone to the table. It's also great as a gift for like exchange parties, gift exchange parties, things like that, because it's compact and it's affordable. And we have 22 unique themes in a variety of difficulty levels to choose from. So literally, we've got the right perfect game just in this category alone for everyone that walks through your door. I mentioned the affordability. Each of the small, I'm calling them fun size boxes. You'll probably hear me refer to them throughout this whole convention or this whole show as fun size boxes. They're 7 by 5 by 1.5 inches. Those ones run $14.95. We have a couple outliers in this category. We have the exit games with puzzles, which are 2 new ones. Those ones are $24.95. And then we have the Exit the Catacomb, which is a double 2 games in 1 box. And that one is going to be also $24.95. Fun size box. It'll fit in a stocking and a tight budget. All right, so moving on, 2 more fun size box games. And these are the Crew, the Quest for Planet 9, and the Crew Mission Deep Sea. Crew Quest for Planet 9 was the Kennerspieldis Jahres from last year. And the Crew Mission Deep Sea is the follow-up, standalone follow-up to that game. Both of these games are classic trick-taking card games, which means it's going to be great for anyone who's a card game fan, like Grandma and Grandpa, who probably played Bridge or Hearts or Euchre or any of those great classic trick-taking games. So this is one that, again, will bring everyone to the table because it's inclusive. It's got something for everyone. The cooperative twist, which is something that Euchre or Bridge didn't have, although Bridge has teams, but this is completely cooperative. Everyone's working together. And that unique twist on trick-taking is what makes this a hit for everyone, including the hardcore hobby gamers. Again, I think that due to the size, affordability, this is a perfect game to bring to a party, either as a gift exchange party or just to bring it to a party to play with everyone there. Fun size box. It will fit in a big pocket. I've done this. I've carried the fun size box in my pocket. And then this is a game that we actually have. Both of these have quick start demo sheets available. You can download those on our product page. And I'll mention this every time we've got one. They're very convenient. If you go to the Thames and Kosmos page and you search for the specific game, there'll be a download section. And in there, you'll find a tutorial, like a quick start tutorial, which will also give you some quick data on the game itself, which is a nice thing you can have. If you've got this set out on a table in your store, you can put that printed out sheet right there and people can start playing on their own, or one of the store sales staff can probably help as well. Lost Cities. Hopefully everyone here is familiar with Lost Cities. It's a classic game. It's classic because everyone knows this game as that, like the game that you use to hook everyone else to get into the hobby. The card game is a 2-player game, so people consider that like the perfect date or, you know, couples game. Whereas I'll say this, the card game is perfect couples game. Lost Cities, the board game, brings up to 4, which is great. It's essentially the same game. There's some differences to make it available for up to 4 players. And then the newest one in the line, I'm really happy with this one, is Lost Cities Roll and Write. It's probably the simplest to teach, which is amazing because Lost Cities, the card game, is super simple as well. But this one's even simpler to teach. It plays in 20 minutes, plays up to 5 people. And I was just talking to Scott Morris about this. He said that this is the game that he has probably played more than any other game this year because it's something he can play with his in-laws and just about everyone who walks through his door. And I love that. It's so true. This is a very accessible game. Fun size box. I like this one. I'm going to take this one home for Christmas. I'm going to put it in my carry-on, small footprint. This one also has the quick start demo sheet available on our webpage. Drop It. Drop It is the only one in this category that is not in the fun size box or not available in the fun size. And the reason I've added this is because this game does so well for us during the holidays, because it's just such a fantastic game, and it demos really well too. It's almost like an activity. The game is there. There is strategy, and experience can play a difference, but it's more of an activity for everyone to just get together and play this game and start laughing. The bright colors and the toy-like components make it very attractive for kids. They're going to want to just sit there and play with it. Even if they don't play by the rules, they'll just sit there and play with the fun pieces. Whereas the dexterity there are real challenges in this game. I tell you, I've demoed this game to adults so many times, and I think I've heard adults swear more playing this game than any other game I've demoed, because as they're playing, they'll have forgot one of the 2 rules in the game, or a piece bounced and landed where they didn't want it to. It's quick to get like hooked into this game. So it's got a lot going for it. It's simple to teach. I can teach this game in under a minute. It plays 2 to 4 players, or you can play in teams, which means you can really get everyone to the table. This is a game I say, if you have space in your store to set up a demo, you'll sell it by cases. You just set it up and watch it sell. This one, we also have the quick start demo sheet available. All right, Ubongo. This is a very popular game for us. You probably can't see, but on the cover of each of these games, it says over 5 million copies sold. That's a worldwide statistic, but it's obviously a very popular game. One of the reasons it's so popular is that it's adjustable, right? Like, people can play this game together with a variety of age or experience levels, and they can play at the same time, and they can play competitively with each other. And that's because you can adjust the level of difficulty and still play in the same space. So you can play along with the kids, or you can let the kids play on their own. Especially games like Ubongo Junior and Ubongo, the base game, where the player, like, the amount of you don't need any experience, right, to play these games. As long as you can teach the kid how it works, they can go play on their own for hours. And then, so you can see there's a couple different box sizes, and there's actually even more in this series. But there's the big box size. For the most part, that just offers more variety. The components are great quality, but they're great quality in all of them. So the big box is just going to give you more of the puzzles, whereas the smaller fun size boxes, they're going to be more affordable, and again, great for travel. Ubongo 3D, Ubongo Junior, and Ubongo the Brain Game to Go, those are all brand new this year, whereas Ubongo, the big box game, and we have 2 fun size boxes, the regular fun size and extreme, which is Ubongo, but a little bit more difficult. So there's 6 games total in this franchise, and they're all fantastic. So I like this. You can fit the fun size box and the full size box in different places, potentially one under the tree and one in the stocking. There's also a quick start demo guide available for this game on the product page. All right. So just a quick recap. Exit the game. It's a cooperative puzzle that'll bring everyone, gamers, non-gamers, everyone to the table. I want to say, if you're not carrying this in your store, you're really missing out. And if you are carrying this in your store, you can really capitalize this in the holiday season. We have floor displays that are free if you buy them full. So buy 24 games and you'll get this free store display, which looks great. Helps you also just with maybe kind of pulling it out and letting customers know that this is a good game, especially this time of year as you're spending time with family. Some of those family members might not be gamers, but this is something everyone can appreciate. It's such a fantastic game. Everyone should have this in their store. The Crew is right now our best-selling single title. It is fantastic. It won the Kennerspiel, I said before. That kind of gave it its kickstart, but it has not stopped since. It continues to grow in sales for us. And I think one of those reasons is because it's so accessible. Again, you know, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, kids, everyone can really play this game. I personally have a lot of great emotions playing trick-taking, great memories playing trick-taking games with my family. And I think that the Crew is going to offer that to a whole new generation. Lost Cities. It's a perfect introductory game. I call it a hook, right? Because this is a game that you can teach so quickly, and also it rewards you very quickly. In no time, you'll find that there's like strategy that you think you're figuring out on your own, and everyone else is doing the same thing. And that's kind of what makes it such a good hook. So it's super accessible, and we have 3 games in that category right now: the 2-player card game, the board game that plays 2 to 4, and then the roll and write, which plays 2 to 5. All of them great games to call out during the holiday season. Drop It is, like I said, it's the one in here that doesn't have the fun size box, and it's because it's such a great holiday game. If you can get that out and demo it on a table, this is also a game that I've said in previous things, like, you know, we tend to offer demo copies for the new games, but this one, if you guys need a demo copy in your store, especially for this time of year, I'm happy to extend that demo policy through GTS to you guys for this game, assuming they're okay with that, which I think they will be. Ubongo, it's such an inclusive game. Really, and one of the things I love about this is the variety of ages and experiences that can play at the same time. I can play this game. I did recently Ubongo 3D. I played it with my nephews and nieces, who are all, you know, like the ages of like 5 to 7 and 9. I played this game with them, and we were actually competing against each other. They were playing on the easier level, which they eventually got good at and started getting better and better. And I was playing on the intermediate to expert level, and it was really tough. It made it a lot of fun. We had great interaction because we really were applying the same game at the same time. And I think if you've got a customer who's looking for something to play with groups like that, this is a perfect game for it. One more quick call out here. I don't want you guys to forget that we have those quick start demo sheets available. They really are fantastic. In fact, I think what I'd like to do is share my screen with you and show you how to navigate to them, because it's really simple. So let me see here. I got to switch my screen share to this web browser. All right. So once you're here, you can go to products. I hope you guys can see this page.
Yes, it's showing up great.
Great. So, all right. So you're here with the products, and you could either come here to the search function and type in the name of the game, or you can just come here to board games. Let's say you want to look at the Lost Cities roll and write demo sheet. That should be available here. My computer will speed up here. Oh, did I pass it? There it is. So if you click on the product, it just got recommended by the casual gamer. That's great. I just put that award up there. Happy about that. So you'll see here, this is the product page. We've got the name, the price, the SKU, some images, and then in the product description, you've got, you know, a description, information, which is more like, you know, stats, the designer, the age range, number of player, all those things. Very interesting stuff. But also in the download, I don't have it up here. I'll have to fix that. So we have the manual and some high-res images, and then right below that, after this meeting, I'll make sure it's up there. There will be a thing that just says like quick start demo sheet. You hit that button, and it'll automatically download it onto your computer, and then you can print it out. So yeah, that's it. And let me see, let me go back to this page where I only have the one slide left. Thank you. And that's my contact information if you guys need anything. And customer service is super important, not only to Thames and Kosmos, but to me personally. So if you guys need anything at all, you can contact us at that email address on your screen, contact@thamesandkosmos.com. We'll go out of our way to help you or your customers, obviously. So that's it.
Great. Thanks, Tom. Great information. There are a couple of questions, but before we jump in there, I do want to just plug Lost Cities. It's my wife's favorite card game, so she loves to play that game.
That's great.
A couple of questions. Julio, is in South America, is one of our South American customers. Thames and Kosmos is not something we can ship there, but the question comes up here whether or not your South American distributors have drop it in their catalog because Julio's not seeing it in their catalog. Of Central America.
It should be. There are no extra restrictions on that game. So if they're carrying our games, they should be able to carry drop it. So that's something, yeah, we'll have to figure out why they're not carrying it.
Okay, great. And then if you could walk through the process of how the exit displays make their way to your retail partners, that would be excellent, because it sounds like there may be one that Stephen is saying that they ordered the display but haven't received it because it was out of stock.
Oh. So the way it comes, basically, the display comes filled with 24 units of Exit the Game, and it's an assortment. We try and put as much of a variety in there as we can. Sometimes one of the games will be out of stock, so we obviously can't add that, but we put a good variety in there. And honestly, it should be available through GTS right now. If you guys don't have it, I mean, just let us know and we'll ship it to you guys so you can get it to the customer.
I'll make sure that gets to Scott Morris so that he has that information. I don't know what our stock is on that particular item. Is there a code for that you could give me, and I'll look it up?
I want to say it's 696 pop 24. There might be a dash in there. Oh, and all of your numbers start with TAK, I believe.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it. I'll follow up with Scott Morris on that and make sure that gets taken care of.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
it's really great. And another thing that I should bring up just about exit games in general, I've seen some really clever marketing things that retailers have done with like stockings and other holiday like things where they actually stick one of those exit games or any of the fun size box games in a stocking, like at their register, so that people see, like, it kind of gives them that idea, like, oh yeah, like that's a great thing I can offer my kids or, you know, my husband, whoever their gamer is in their life, right? And fun things like that, I think really help, especially when you have like a display as well to help sell that.
Yeah. What is the time commitment on one of the exit games, would you say?
Oh, good question. So the fun size box, I would say the like traditional ones that we have, those usually take about an hour to an hour and a half. It's taken me 2 hours occasionally just because I take my time. There's no limit. Like some of the escape room games that you can buy, they're limited to 60 minutes or less. Whereas ours, you just play for as long as you want, and then you get a score based on how long it took you and how many clues you took, which is really cool. It's kind of like a physical escape room when you get stuck. I don't know if you've been to a physical escape room, but if you get stuck, there's usually someone who will like kind of come in the room and be like, did you guys look here? Or sometimes it'll be over a walkie-talkie. We have a similar thing with cards in the Exit the Game series where you can reveal one card and it'll give you a clue, but you only take that when you need it. So you never get stuck. So an hour is pretty reasonable. Hour and a half, I think, is fair too, but not much longer than that.
And are the exit game series, are they consumable or are they repeatable?
They are consumable. Yep. Using them means you're not only going to learn the riddles, and wouldn't want to play it again because you know the riddles, but there's also a destructive component to it. And I tell you, some of the best riddles are the ones where you're cutting things up or folding things and writing on them. Those are my favorite riddles almost always.
Yeah. So you're paying for the experience, and then the once you've played it, you're not going to probably go back to it, but you may pick it up again as a gift because you remember, hey, I had this great experience with this game, so I'm going to get this game for my friend over here who likes those kinds of experiences.
Yeah, interestingly, and I know we're running low on time, but interestingly, the first three that came out, the exit the abandoned cabin, the Pharaoh's tomb, and the secret lab, those continue to be some of our best sellers. And I personally attribute that to the fact that people have played it and then they recommend it to their friends, and they played that one, so they recommend that one to their friends. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, another thing to keep in mind for our retail partners is with all the shipping issues going on right now, availability is going to be key for the holiday season. If you're going to have empty spaces on your shelves, you're going to want to fill those up. So availability, what we have in stock, what's available from our publishers is what's going to be moving through the system as we wait on some of the messes that are in our world right now to clear up so that we can proceed with new product lines. Any additional information or any additional questions, I should say, from retailers for Tom while you've got him here, please go ahead and put those into the chat. It's a great opportunity to interact with our publishers and kind of get a feel for what they've got. It looks like a lot of great interactive experiences available from Thames and Kosmos, so we really appreciate that. We do have a little bit more time. We booked these for an hour, so don't feel rushed if you have a question. But we do want to honor everybody's time and make sure that we get you back to what you need to get done today as soon as possible.
Yeah. While we're waiting for those, I'll plug really quick if you don't mind, Scott. So yeah, like Scott said, like these games I picked because they're available. I know that's really important right now, and we were lucky in years past, specifically with Exit the Game and the Crew, we ran out of inventory because they were so popular. We luckily learned that lesson in time for this pandemic and crisis that we're having for shipping. So we have inventory of those, which is great. So take advantage of that for sure. Fill in those empty spots with these. But also, like, I know that holiday sales don't just mean family sales. There's also the hobby gamers who obviously want Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday they celebrate. So we have releasing right now, just released Anno 1800, which is a Martin Wallace game, highly strategic, an hour to 2 hour game. So it's not the one, you know, mom's going to come in and buy for, you know, the whole family to sit around and play, unless that's your family, of course. that exists, obviously. And then we have coming out this month the Spiel des Jahres nominated game, The Adventures of Robin Hood. That's coming out this month, and that's really exciting. I was able to demo that game a bunch at Con, and everyone just walked away with their minds like just exploded because it's so cool. It's such a unique game, and saying a unique game is rare right now because it feels like everything's been done. But this is really, really unique. It's an experience, and it's one that, although I didn't put it on this list, it is family accessible, which I think is important.
Yeah. What is it about Adventures of Robin Hood that makes it such a unique experience, unless you feel like saying that's going to break something?
No, absolutely not. Actually, got the box right here, and I don't know what size screen everyone's seeing, if they can see this or not.
It's upside down.
Is it? It's upside down.
Yeah, flip it over. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Okay, so a couple of things to point out here, which I really like. This book right here, you can kind of see this like leather looking book. It's a faux leather 216-page book. Now, you don't read through the whole thing in one sitting, obviously. There's multiple sessions that you go through, but it's really cool because the story is a big part of it, and that's really cool. This board, now you can't really tell, but this is a double thick board because it has what I'm calling like advent calendar pop-outs. So as your character kind of navigates the board, you're going to run into these pieces that can flip over as you interact with them. And those interactive pieces lead you to different parts of the book, but it all happens so seamlessly. I want to say elegantly, actually, because it feels easy, but it's so captivating. And I really think this is going to be a huge for anyone who picked up a copy.
And that release is now in October.
It's releasing in October, any day. I mean, yeah, we'll see.
On the water, in the warehouse. Is it on the water or in the warehouse, or?
At this point, it should be on its way to our warehouse.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Awesome. Sounds great. Yeah, sounds like a great experience. I'll have to look into that one. All right. I don't see any additional questions, so I think everybody's satisfied with the content that's been provided. It looks like everybody's got their questions answered, so I appreciate that. Tom, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate your partnership with GTS. We're very proud to be carrying Thames and Kosmos product, and look forward to great sales through the holidays. Retailers, remember that you're not the only ones with empty spots on your shelves who are going to be filling it. So make sure that you get your orders in as early as possible to make sure that you're stocked up for the holidays, because once things are gone, the likelihood of getting a restock on them before the holidays is really very slim at this point. So be prepared for the holidays and get ready for that. For those of you watching on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe once again. Make sure that you're up to date on all of our content, getting these information. We do have another webinar on Wednesday. It's one of my vendors, so I'm looking forward to presenting for them as well. But for people who are just catching this video, if you are a retailer partner with GTS, you can use the information in the description there to sign up and make sure that you don't miss out on future webinars of this series. So we appreciate your time. Thank you guys all for being here. We really appreciate it. Want to go ahead and honor your time and return as much of it as possible to you. So thank you very much for being here. Have a great rest of your day.